Vamutaya Bhagavata
Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grahita
Purana
Ina Madhye Mahabharatam Veda Pradavarshini Bhagavati
Bhagavati
Vishadya
Ashtadhyayati Ambatva Manusantatami Bhagavate Bhakti.
Kumar, we are in verse 21. The
Verse 21,
Swargalokam.
fourth para, no? Something like Evam Trayi Dharmam. The para that starts with Evam Trayi Dharmam Anuprapannaha.
He's able to locate it. Ask him if he's able to locate it. Have you located it? The para?
You to do that? Hello?
But asking me.
Huh?
Yeah, you can do that. Evam,
Verse 21 I will start searching in PDF.
verse 21, there you do the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth para. Evam Trayi Dharmam Anuprapannaha.
In this manner, those who follow the rituals enjoined by the three Vedas. Evam means in the manner that was told in the previous verse, that is doing Vedic rituals like the Soma ritual and avoiding wrong actions. The threefold Veda is called Trayi here, and the word Dharma refers to karma, things enjoined by the three Vedas, like performing a ritual to invoke the Lord or some Devata for gaining some loka, and so on. They are called Dharma because they are Dharma anapadeyam, not against Dharma. These people pursue only legitimate enjoyments. In the Vedas, two things are dealt with. Karma, which includes meditation, and jnana. Here he is talking only about those who follow the karmas enjoined by the Vedas and not jnana. In this context, even though Trayi Dharma can include jnana, in this context we have to restrict the meaning to karma. Anuprapanna means one who follows various karmas laid out in the three Vedas. It gives a description of these people. They are kamaha. Kama can mean desire, the thought process by which you desire an object, or it can mean the desirable object. Here it refers to the desired object. Kamaha refers to those who desire these desirable objects. Kamam kamayanti iti kamaha. It does not mean desirers of desires. You do not have to desire desires, you have them already. So kamakas are those who have desires for various desirable ends. The Vedas talk about a variety of things, but you pursue only what you want, according to your viveka, maturity. When you go to the shopping mall, you buy only what you are interested in. A bald-headed person does not buy shampoo even though it is on sale. Kamaha have Shraddha in and perform the various karmas mentioned in these three Vedas, but only for various limited ends. Shankara indicates that sannyasa is not being talked about here, even though the three Vedas also discuss renunciation and moksha. Because Bhagavan has said Kamaha, we understand that these people are not interested in moksha. Otherwise, Trayi Dharmam Anuprapannaha could include mumukshus also.
Swami usually.
Gata gatam labante. They gain gata, going, and agata, coming. They go and they come back. This is what they gain. It is because they went, they are back.
That
Hmm?
is because they went.
Because they went, that they are back. This particular life, characterized by going and coming, is called gata, agata, gatam. Cha agatam cha. Gata gatam. It means samsara. These people who are the desirers of various objects gain only samsara. Shankara says that they do not gain any sort of independence or freedom. Na tu swatantrayam kvachit labante. But remain
Swatantriyam kvachit labante. Yeah. Listen, they don't get any freedom by doing, even though, see, all the thing is, the scope of this particular verse is, they are all doing all very legitimate karmas, rituals, dharmic people. In spite of that, the verse and the Bhashya as well as Bhagavan himself, he doesn't talk anything great about these people, even though they are all doing legitimate karmas, very difficult, even to do legitimate all karmas on rituals, living a proper Vedic life in these days is very difficult. Even in those days when Gita was written, even that he is not appreciating. He says, anyway, these people are going to keep going and coming. Okay, they legitimate karmas, they are not doing any adharma. In spite of that, they are only going and coming. They are only just samsara, within samsara only. So, this itself very clearly indicates that living a dharmic life is not the scope for Gita. Gita is not interested in living you with a dharmic life. It wants you to, dharmic life is only a stepping stone or a upaya for you to develop. No, this gata, agata, I am not interested. What is the point in keep on doing and enjoying and dukkam and going and coming and all that? I am interested in something which will emancipate me from this chakra. So, that is that vairagyam and that viraktam, for you to develop only these verses are being told, even though they are talking about legitimate karma. It doesn't talk about adharma and all that. Even legitimate karma, he says it is all going and coming only. That is why he says it doesn't include mumukshus or the jnanam. Even though the Vedas talk about jnanam, that is not included in this verse because he wants to highlight even a dharmic person, unless he mixes with dharmic karma and upasana to grow into a person who can look at samsara as something to be emancipated from, what we have to grow out of, and what is a permanent. I don't want to keep on going and coming. I want to have a permanent freedom, a swatantriyam. Here and now, I want to have a completeness in this pursuit. I don't want to keep on pursuing. Pursuing is for what? Not to pursue any further. Now, pursuing is not for pursuing sake. That is what is highlighted in this verse, even though it's talking about only dharmic pursuit. This is what he is saying. That is why it doesn't include mumukshu or Vedanta learning and all that. People have not yet graduated by doing this into that. For that you need a separate, which has been discussed before also. Vairagyam, Viveka based Vairagyam, Nitya Vastu Viveka, and that based Vairagyam. That Vairagyam has to grow on to you by doing Abhyasa. All that has been discussed before. So he is not talking about those people who are pursuing Vedanta. He is talking only about the karmis, but dharmic, very dharmic karma. In spite of that, they don't go anywhere. They keep going and coming. That's what he is telling. Yeah.
Natu swatantrayam kvachit labante, but remain under the spell of the same karma, and so on. They are helpless because they are caught in the hands of karma. Impelled by their own desires again and again, they do a variety of things. And the punya papa they gather require various janmas for their fulfillment. So because of janma, they do karma. Because of karma, they have janma. Thus they are helplessly caught in this orbit of becoming, all because they have not recognized the truth of themselves. As long as one looks upon oneself as the karta, doer, one does everything necessary for samsara to continue. Kartritva, doership, is the villain of the piece. No matter what they do, the maximum they can achieve is to go to Brahmaloka, which is also within samsara. With the help of some Shastra, they have to give up the notion, I am the Karta. It takes place in the wake of knowledge, and that is moksha. Again, we see here why the desire for freedom, mumuksha, is so important. Many times, Swamiji, I have a question. Many times in business and in the industry, we say that he has bundled up the whole thing because he doesn't own it.
What is that?
He bundled up a particular job because he doesn't own it. And he doesn't feel that he is a doer.
He doesn't feel.
So if a person doesn't do his job, if an engineer doesn't do his job, he tells them, please own it.
Own up.
And why he is not owning is, he doesn't feel that he is a doer.
So he's asking whether it can be compared.
Yeah, in the sense, see, the thing is that is what it is. What is it being talked about is that time the karta, that ownership only drives a person, is motivated, is desirous, he wants to do it is totally anathema to the moksha shastra, or that is a fact. That is why the lifestyle is being talked about. One is pravritti marga, another is nivritti marga. As long as the thing is that just because industry ownership and people who are in the business, etc., just because they pursue desires and owning up the process and being driven, it doesn't mean in the overall understanding of life that is very very emancipating. It is not emancipating. That is true. As long in the sense, people who are in the industry, they don't even think in these terms. They don't, emancipation though, they feel that they have to do well, they have to acquire, they have to be competitive. That is the society, that is the area of operation, Vyavahara. That is why, even though it is legitimate Vyavahara, it is mithya. That is why Vyavahara also is mithya. Something like, it is we are seeing movies, okay. In movie, there again there is a fellow who is a dharmic person, an adharmic person, a villain is there, a hero is there, everything is going on. When we are seeing the movie, we say, no, this fellow is not supposed to be doing like this, it's not correct, that he is not dharmic, he is not industrious, he is not doing well. Even suppose there is a business in the movie, he is not doing well, he has not put his heart up, that is why he has not done well, the other fellow has done well and all that. When we talk from outside, we look at it as a storyline and we talk about it, what is right and wrong within the script. Likewise, in our own waking life also, the whole thing is a script. Within that script, what you say is true. Like if a person doesn't own up the process in the working in the industry, he may not do well and all that. Actually, there was one of the satsang questions also. But we are not here to make the industry prosper or to owning up the process and all that. In the sense, if we want to do well, if we are convinced that unless I do well in the industry, I do my job and earn more and be competitive, I won't be a happy person. Actually, once you have that sort of an attitude, you have to do well. You have to be competitive, you have to own up the process and do well, no doubt. But once you have already grown out of it, you don't, because of this your overall understanding of life, you have already grown out of it. Naturally, you cannot that your lifestyle has to change. You cannot study this and have this understanding that I am not a karta. At the same time, go in the office and be a driven person. It is not possible. It is the driven person. There, what you will do, if your understanding is correct, you will play your role well. But you will not be driven. In the sense, you will not be like what you are saying, you will not be owning up the process. Totally. You will do your bit. We have been telling, no? Play your role very well and all that. You will be competitive in the sense you will be efficient and productive. But you will not cut corners. You will not be adharmic. You will not be unethical. And owning up the process means, generally what it means, that is why the motivation and the yoga, the objectivity in business circles is, objectivity is owning up the objectives of the company. Even though it can be cutting corners in terms of the ethics of the business and other companies and all that. And if you are going to be a successful person in the business, you have to own up the process, means you have to own up those cutting corners also, which a person with this sort of an understanding about life will not do it. That is why for that person, I am not that person, I will do whatever is best for the industry, but I will not cut corners, I will not cut competition. That is why even within the business they are calling ethical business and all the Tatas are somewhat better, Ambanis, they can cut corners, all those things are there, it is there, but it's up to us. And we cannot apply that overall logic of business to fit into the understanding of life which you are talking about here. They may not fit. You have to make a choice. That is where, that is owning up the process means you will not own up this. That is why I am telling, work-life balance, this is life, that is work. That is like a dream. I will do whatever is needed to fit myself in this thing. Okay, I won't hurt others, but I will do my best. But here, whereas generally in business and all that, no question of, as long as it is within the objects of the company, if you have to hurt the competitor, you have to hurt the competitor. Can't help it. Like you go for an interview for 10 people are going, out of that only one fellow is getting, the 9th fellow must have fudged his CV to say that I know this and all that. But actually he may not know this. The other person who really missed out the opportunity may be a really more qualified person. So at that time, those things are somewhat contradictory. Sometimes they are contradictory. So we have to be very clear as to what we are doing. Whether in the process of owning up our position and other things, you have to cut corners, you have to go against dharma, we should avoid that. That is very important. So there cannot be, in the sense, there cannot be any compromise, because this is something, we are talking about the oneness where everyone is a samam, including your competitor. Everyone is samam, everyone is there, okay, everyone is there because of the samashti prarabdha, everyone has come together to have a fruitful life. But people who know dharma, they will not cut corners. People who don't know dharma, they will cut corners. And you know that you can be vulnerable against such competition. Even Tatas might have known they are vulnerable against certain competition. But still they will not compromise with the quality of the value they profess. So likewise, here the value we will profess is that we will have that clear understanding that I am not the karta, but I will do. It's not that I am going to shirk karma. I am not going to shirk duty, because body, mind, senses are meant to do karma. But I am not the karta. I will do whatever is best in the given situation as per my qualification, my understanding of the job. But I will not go to the extent where I barter my peace of mind or dharma and do. Here we are talking about not only even the dharmic person, if he has got the interest of mumukshutvam, he will not just meander like this, doing dharma properly all the time, rituals, every day morning, evening rituals properly. Even that is being denounced. Forget people who are going against, in the office, going against dharma. That is not being talked about. So those things have to be very clear. We have to be very clear in our saying. Oh, it can be like, okay, that means if I am going to be a competitive person in today's world, I am not fit for Vedanta. If that is a way, then it is so be it. You have to be clear in your understanding. What are you really looking for in life? That is very important. What you say is right. Definitely it can create certain, certain conflict, in terms of role conflict, in the sense that I'm not supposed to own up the process. That means what? I have to be cutting corners, I have to do some unethical work to ensure that my business is, kept alive. No, that is called, that's what somebody also has mentioned before also. They are called that Asuri Sampad Rajasi Sampad. We have discussed this before. Corporate Asuras and corporate Rakshasas and all that. In today's world, that is cutting corners to annihilate the competitor's business is a Rakshasa only. Even when you are doing business, you don't want to be a Rakshasa. That is, I will not mind taking 10% less profit, but I will not do unethical things. We have to be very clear. In the sense, at the top level, we have to be clear. As far as the employee is concerned, he can ensure that he doesn't unnecessarily cut corners, and if he is asked to do also, he can tell him, no, it's not fair, it's not a fair practice, I won't do it. That may be appreciated. In certain companies it may be appreciated, in certain companies they may not appreciate. Then you have to find your own ways.
Actually, why I say war, for example, the place where I am consulting now, they wanted to buy a machine which is about 70 lakhs of rupees. I suggested to them that they can modify the existing machine, one of the existing machines, for which I can give the design. And I put my heart and soul into that and then made the design and gave it to them. They are also very happy. They are manufacturing, they are changing that machine. But when I do that, I always do with the feeling that I have done a lot of work by putting all my head into that, but the results are not in my hands. The results are what it should come. That's all.
Yeah, that is true.
I always have.
That is why, that is why this karmanyeva adhikarahate ma paleshu kadachana, in the sense that what is inherent in what you do is only called prayojanam. That prayojanam alone you can foresee and do things, you can plan for and do things. But the final result involves so many hidden factors. Yeah, that is not in that is why that Pala Trishna, that particular verse is called Karma Yoga Sutra. Very good. Karmanyeva adhikarahate ma paleshu kadachana, because ma karma pala hetu buhu. You are not the cause for the karma pala. You are only the causing the karma, but not causing the karma pala, because karma pala involves so many hidden factors. So many things are involved. So that is why karma pala Trishna meaning putting your heart into expecting the palam, and if you have that focus, even when you do karma, you will not have the correct focus in the karma, you will not be efficient. So best is to focus on the karma, prayojanam, what is inherent in the karma, and be done with it. And whatever comes, be ready to accept. Because we don't even know why this palam is coming. Maybe this palam is coming because of so many other factors. It's not maybe only because of me. So that is why the palam and karma cannot be linked also. We seem to think that karma and pala are linked, which is not. Because pala comes because in its own time it may have lot of implications from the previous actions also, of the company or the industry and all that. Or by the time you develop this machine, that technology itself would have gone outdated. Some new technology would have come in. So that means your work is not waste. You have done your best, but the technology has overtaken. The paradigm has changed in the industry. So that is why karma pala trishna is not a very intelligent way of living. Karma, you stick to the karma and prayojanam, inherent, do your best and be done with it. That is why that also ensures that you don't cut corners. You don't try to affect others while doing, because that is not your objective. You want to do your best and leave it at that. Very important.
That's what I do always.
Yeah, that is called owning up the process. Owning up the process is what I do, I will do well. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Whatever I do, I will do well. And when the palam comes, it can be because of various reasons. Samatvam yoga muchade. When it comes to palam, I will accept it as prasadam. But I will never link it. I will not link karma and palam. That is very important. That is called Karma Yoga, and that is what is prudent living also. And that will ensure that you will not cut corners, you will not try to, what you call, you will not be adharmic, all those things. But here what is the context is, even suppose, even if you are a Karma Yogi, but still you, Karma Yogi, here it implies you have already Mumukshutvam. But here what the verse says, Mumukshutvam is not being talked about. That means you are Karma Yogi just for the sake of doing your karma properly. You are not yet grown to the level where you started exploring life with the idea of what is moksha and all that. In that situation also, Karma Yogi, even that is not going to be helpful, because by being a Karma Yogi, you may do well your all your karmas and all that, but you will still be going, but for that you will get punya, you will keep going and coming. You will be still in the chakkar. So in order to avoid the chakkar, you have to move from the wheel onto the axle. And you have to get grounded in the axle. From the axle you must be able to look at the moving wheel. This is only going, what goes up always comes down. I am not interested in that. What is kutastam? That is why the wheel is also called kutastam. What they call the cycle, the center, what they call? In Arab, in Sanskrit they call it Arab meaning the center, the axle part of it. The others are called spokes. Spokes are all concentrated on the axle. So if you are kutastam, the axle doesn't move. Only the wheel moves. So you want to be axle, you want to be a changeless person and see all the changes going up and down and all that. So that is called, so that sort of a person you should grow into. Like you have to grow into a person where you will seek the changeless, meaning that is your reality. And participate in the changing, like Sokale in the sense, what we call, no, like just Nimitta Matram Bhava Savyasachi. Like that, when you are there in industry also, if you have this understanding, if you have grown into a mumukshu, then also still for some time you are working in the, like even a Janaka and all being talked about, you can be in the industry, do your best on a given situation for your role, without any great afflicted, without being greatly afflicted by the result. That way also you can be a useful person in the society. Oh, okay, you may not be very ambitious, you may not be greedy. And because of that, you may not be that successful, so-called successful like a greedy person. Doesn't matter. We don't want to lose our sleep for being greedy. So there again, even at a relative level, being a dharmic person definitely gives you that sense of satisfaction, chitta samadhanam. One day or other you will start looking at what is the point in keep on going up and down. What is the permanent changeless reality? Then you will ask the question, then you will come to the correct guru, and then you will understand. Then all your activities will be to get that chitta samadhanam, getting to grow into a mature person, which is being talked about here. Being a mature person, you will be able to be meditative, you will have a chitta naischalyam, chitta suddhi, and then your naischalyam is what? What I want in life. I want a changeless, Purnam, complete, and not that all the time seeking. I want to end all the seeking. What is the possibility? Then you will come to Vedanta, it will tell you that you are the changeless being, you are one with Ishvara. Everything else is changing all the time. That is part of that, like even a movie, like even a Maya Prakriti, all those things, that inquiry will start. So for that also, you need to do whatever you do, karma yogi you have to be. That karma yoga part of it, working in industry, working in the family life, all this helps for you to develop that sort of a, even while working, I will not look at that work as something to give me some fulfillment. I am doing it as part of my, as part of my swakarma. Swakarmana tam abhyarche. It will come next thing. Whatever you are doing, next verse talks about that. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Very famous thing. Yoga, you do it as part of my being one with Ishvara, and whatever you do, yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Bhagavan says that I will be there all the time with you. Whatever you do, I'll be there with you as long as you are having Ananya Bhakti with me, you are one with me. That is the next, growing into a mumukshu. Which before that, the previous part of it is being talked about now. Being a dharmic life, a person who living a dharmic life, he also keeps going and coming. He understands that this going and coming is not taking me out of samsara. Then he grows out mature and comes to the next verse. So we will see that now. Yeah.
Shankara introduced the next verse as being about those who, on the other hand, are free from desires and have a clear vision of Atma. These are the people who are not committed to the three common pursuits of Dharma, Artha and Kama, but are committed to pursuit of Moksha. Dharma is less common in the sense that fewer people follow Dharma. Still fewer are the people who pursue Moksha. Unlike the others, they are not Kamas, desirers. Though Moksha is also a desire, it is born of Viveka and Vairagya. Shankara says this mumukshu has a clear vision of the goal, which is the knowledge of Atma.
I will read.
Yes.
Read.
Ananya chintayant yoma ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. This is verse 22.
Yeah.
Ye janaha, those people who ananyaha, see themselves as non-separate from me, mam chintayantaha, inquiring into me or recognizing me, mam paryupasate, seek me, gain me, tesham nitya abhiyuktanam, for those who are always one with me, Yogakshemam, what they want to acquire and protect. Aham vahami, I take care of. If the verse is about jnani, those people who see themselves as non-separate from me, recognizing me, gain me, for those who are always one with me, I take care of what they want to acquire and protect. If the verse is about mumukshu, those people who are non-separate from me, inquiring into me, seek me. For those who are always one with me, I take care of what they want to acquire and protect. This is a very famous and often quoted verse. It has an important location. It is about the middle of the 9th chapter, which is in the middle of the 18 chapters. It can be taken in two ways, as a description of a jnani, a wise man, or as a mumukshu's approach to the object of his seeking. Sankara takes it as a description of a jnani, based on the words ye ananyaha, which he says is meant to distinguish these people from the ones Bhagavan has mentioned before in the previous two verses. Ananyas are those who are not separate from me, the Lord. Does that mean that in the Lord's vision, there are two sets of people, those non-separate from himself and those who are separate? That is not consistent with all that he has said so far. Therefore, Ananyas means those who do not look upon me as other than themselves, as another being. They do not see me in the one form or another as someone separate from themselves. These are Ananyas and they are never separate from me. How is this possible? These are all individuals. How can they be non-separate from Ishvara, the Lord? Shankara says that it is possible due to the fact that the Lord is the Atma of all of them. When this is so naturally, naturally,
those who recognize the Atma as Parameshwara are non-separate from him. Yeah.
When this is so, naturally those who recognize the Atma as Parameshwara are non-separate from him. The Atma of Ishvara is the Atma of the Jiva, and that is Chaitanya, which is one eka, which is one eka, which is non-dual, Advitiya, which is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Those who recognize themselves as these are called Ananyas.
So exactly like what he says, no? It is exactly in the middle of the Gita, where the Ananyas Chintayanto Mam is a very, very famous thing. Even in the Palasruti of Vishnu Sahasranama it comes, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam, because the idea is the whole objective of Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra used to gain Ananyatvam with Ishvara. At either you as a devotee and Ishvara you develop Ananyatvam, or by understanding that the Atma of Ishvara and all Jivarasis are one and the same. So that way also Ananyatvam. One is by understanding and the another is Bhakti Bhavana. Either way the Ananyatvam is non-negotiable. So that this Bhagavad Gita being Brahma Vidya and Yoga Shastra, in both the cases, this is non-negotiable. That is why in that lecture series which we displayed, Sarva Karma Sannyasa is non-negotiable. Finally it was told. Why? Because that is the reality. The reality understanding that either as a devotee and Ishvara or as a person Atma, is the same Atma is there in everyone, that oneness is non-negotiable. So that is being emphasized in this particular verse. That is why exactly it is placed in the middle of the Bhagavad Gita. So it takes care of both the yoga part of it and the Vidya, Brahma Vidya part of it. So that is what he is saying, that the Atma of Ishvara is the Atma of Jiva and it is Chaitanya, Ekaha, one, Advitiyaha, non-dual, and which is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. This is the, this is the Upadesha of the Gita. In the sense it is Tatparya of whole Gita that is being brought out in this particular verse. That is why it is exactly strategically placed in the center of the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah.
It is because of this word Ananya that Shankara has said in his introduction that these are people of clear vision, Samyogdarshis.
Samyagdarshi meaning complete. Samyag means total. Total darshanam. Darshanam means seeing the fact very clearly without any doubt. They are called Samyagdarshis. Yeah.
All others are also non-separate from Ishvara, but they do not recognize it. The only difference between one group and the other is recognition and non-recognition, knowledge and ignorance, and that is a vast difference. These people recognize even the Ahankara as Parameshvara. These are some statements that express this. One such statement is Yatra.
Yatra mano madiyam tatra tatra tava pada pankajam. Wherever I see only Bhagavan's feet. There is a very famous statement again even in Bhakti. I mean, Bhakti Sutra is a famous statement. Yatra mano madiyam tatra tatra tava pada pankajam. Wherever my mind is, there I see your lotus feet. Yeah.
This is not from Bhagavad Gita, no? This was...
No, it's not from Bhagavad Gita. It is a Bhakti Sutra it is.
Yatra mano madiyam tatra tavapada pankajam. Wherever my mind is, there indeed are even lotus feet. It can be a prayer or a statement of fact. At another place, it is said, Yatra mano yati tatra Samadhayaha. Wherever the mind goes, there indeed is Samadhi, recognizing Ishvara. The mind cannot go away from Parameshvara because the mind is itself Parameshvara. It is like someone who wants to get away from space. Where will he be? Where will he go? There is no such place. This is the way in which these people recognize Ishvara. Such people recognizing me or inquiring into me, Mam, Chintayantaha, gain or seek me, Mam, Paryupasate, and for them, tesham who are non-separate from me and anytime nitya abhiyuktanam, I take care of yoga and kshema. This is one of the most popular statements in the Gita. Yoga kshemam vahami aham.
Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. This is also very famous that it is there in the LIC's emblem. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. They are picked up from Gita only. Yeah.
Kshema is retaining or protecting what you have acquired. Pratipasate.
No, praptasya rakshanam shemaha. Praptasya rakshanam shemaha. That is, praptasya means whatever you have acquired, rakshanam. That is called kshemam. Yogam and kshemam. Kshemam is retaining what you have acquired. Yogam is gaining what you want. So both I will take care. If you are totally surrendered unto the oneness with me, then your yoga kshemam is in my hand, because obviously you are not separate from him. Whatever is good for you is good for Ishvara. So whatever is good for Ishvara is good for you. So I think automatically, in the sense, it is a redundant statement. Once you say you are totally aligned with Ishvara, whatever comes you will take it as yogam only and kshemam only. You are not going to question that, because your focus is on the oneness with Ishvara. That is what he is trying to say. Yeah.
Praptasya rakshanam kshemaha.
Yeah.
In India, there is a convention. That one who writes kshemam at the top left hand corner of a letter to indicate there is no bad news and everything is fine. It is a letter informing someone of a death. Kshemam will be absent. The person has gone. You cannot retain what you do not have. So kshemam is omitted and retention there. And retention here is always of what is desirable and what you want. Retaining the extra weight that you have gained is not kshema. Yoga has many different meanings. For example, it can mean the title of a chapter. But when yoga and kshema appear together in a compound, the meaning for yoga is acquiring what you do not have. Apraptasya
prapanam. Yeah.
Apraptasya prapanam. And it must also be desirable to you. Look at your life. All your concerns can come under one of these two. What is it that bothers you? Just think of any one thing. It will either be about something you want, yoga, or something you are afraid to lose, kshema. Yoga or something you are afraid to lose, kshema. I have no peace. I want to gain it, yoga. I do not have yoga. I do not have enough money. I want to gain some yoga.
No, he is explaining what is yoga. I have no peace, I want to gain it. That is yoga. I have not enough money, I want to gain some. That is yoga. I am losing my hair, I am losing my health, and I want to retain them. That is called kshema. Listen, what you have, you want to retain. That is called kshema. What you want to acquire and what you don't have is called yoma. So all our pursuits can be put in either of these categories, either yoga or kshema. That's what he's trying to say. So that all our pursuits are covered in these two words, yoga and kshema.
If I want to get money, that is yoga, and if I have money, that is kshema.
If I have money and I want to lose it, then that is called kshema, protecting. You want to protect it. No. If you have money also, if you don't act properly, it may go away. So protecting that also is equally important. And acquiring money also is equally important. So both yoga and kshema, if you are totally aligned with Ishvara, you are likely to do whatever is supposed to be done. You will not be over ambitious, you will not be greedy. So you will do what is appropriate. You will be guided properly because you will have a balance of mind. Samadhanam, chitta samadhanam will be there. Automatically things will fall in place. But it may not be, you may not compare yourself with a very avaricious person or a driven person. I am not like Ambani. You don't have to. You have a good sleep. Whatever you think of, you are able to get your yoga going. That is enough. that sort of a contentment also will be there. That is called chitta samadhanam. Listen, once you have that sort of an attitude, the oneness, that ananya bhakti, automatically all these things will fall in place. It will, in the sense, no, the whole thing is, we think that we are driving. No, it is all falling in place. It is all, whatever is to be done is done. Work is always done. You think that you are acting or you are working. No, work is always done, because that is in the prapancha, whatever has to be done will always be done. You have got your rightful place, and things will go smoothly. Only when you overreach, only because of your anxiety. The anxiety comes because of your alienation from Ishvara or the oneness of the whole. So that alienation only makes you a driven person, you greedy person. Then you automatically do wrong things or inappropriate things, adharmic things. Then you get into trouble. Even those temporarily may make more money, you will lose it later, or you may lose your sleep because you are feeling guilty. All those things come into place. So the whole act of dharma and ananyatvam and yoga kshemam is, it has to be looked at very holistically. It should not be very myopic. If you are going to be myopic, we may look, you are getting it, you are getting money and all that, but it may not last. Even otherwise it is not going to last, but at least you will have in your day-to-day thing, you will have a peace of mind where you will be able to explore the higher truth of life. So our objective is to explore the higher truth of life, simultaneously taking care of our yoga kshema in the present. That will be assured if you have this sort of a holistic attitude towards life. That's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
I want to gain it, yoga. I do not have enough money. I want to gain some yoga. I am losing my hair, my health. I want to retain them, kshema. Yoga and kshema indicate a lot about the life of a jiva. A yoga kshema is taken care of, everything is taken care of. If yoga kshema is taken care of, everything is taken care of. The Lord says, I take care of these for those who are always non-separate from me. Nitya abhiyuktanam, dikta abhiyuktanam, dikta abhiyuktanam, yoga kshemam, vahamyaham. Here, Shankara raises a question and answers it. It even other bhaktas answers it. Even other bhaktas get their yoga kshema taken care of by Bhagavan. He is the object of their prayers, and as the kshema, as the karma phala data, he gives the results. So how can you say he takes care of the yoga kshema of only these nitya abhiyuktas? What does it mean? He says it is true that Bhagavan takes care of all others too, but there is a difference with these people. The object of a devotee's prayer is what is desired by him. Look at the previous verse. These people pray and offer rituals to Ishvara for a particular result, heaven. Heaven is the desired object, not the Lord. He is just the means to achieve their end. They will use anyone to get what they want, but they know the local forces are not adequate, and they know that the Lord has all knowledge. Sarvajnatva.
Yeah. Nyatva, sarvajnatva. Sarvajnatva means sarva jnanam. Yeah. Sarvajnatva, all knowledge, and sarva shaktimatva, all power, and sarva dayalutva, all compassion. So he is describing Ishvara by these three terms. Yeah.
Sarva maktivatva and sarva dayalutva. So they wish to use him, get what they want. But then look at this. Chintayanto mam, inquiring into me, mam paryupasate, they also seek Ishvara. Then what do they get? Let us consider a mumukshu here, one who wants liberation. He also prays to the Lord. But what is the object of the prayer? It is Ishvara. He wants nothing else, only to know Ishvara. My object is only to find you. He says, so I pray to know where you are, what you are. After finding Ishvara, what does he want? He says nothing, only to know that I am one with you. Such mumukshus do not look upon Ishvara as really separate from themselves. There is a sense of separation for the time being because of ignorance. To resolve that, they are always inquiring into the Swarupa of Ishvara. If he is non-dual, he is one with me. How can that be? I am such an insignificant being. How can I be a Parameshwara, the Lord? These doubts are there because there is no knowledge, only faith, Shraddha. So they ask, Paryupasate, how by Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana, which with devotion and commitment. The object of the prayer, their pursuit is only Parameshwara. They do not use Parameshwara for gaining limited ends. They are only seeking to know him. This is the difference. Shankara says, these are Ananya Darshis, the wise people who do not care whether they are alive or dead. They are
here again, hello, just a minute. See, here also we can easily make out. That is why in prayer also, that prayer, what is the objective of the prayer's objective is to be prayerful, that you are always successful because you wanted to be prayerful and you are sitting in prayer and you are praying. So that drishta palam, then and there you get the full value of your prayer because you wanted to be prayerful, you are prayerful. Whereas if your prayer is for gaining something, for gaining a promotion I am doing prayer, that is a palam that is going to happen in future, which has a lot of other ramifications, so many other things have to fall in place. So there is always a likelihood that may not exactly come the way in which you want. Whereas that you are prayerful when you are sitting in prayer, that if that is the objective of to be prayerful, that is complete. That desire is complete, that karma is complete. So in the same way, a person who is praying to Bhagavan to be an Ananya Darshi, at the time of the prayer itself, after the whole thing, like after Abhishekam, Puja, Archana and all that, everything there is submit everything, all the people who are there in the temple, all the glories, all the best things they bring and submit to the Lord and do the Abhishekam, they are happy with the Alankara and all that. So whatever is given, like even in simple grammar, we are the receivers. What is given and there is a giver. So both the giver and the receiver are totally, completely blank. At the time of the puja, everything is surrendered because the given is in the loka. They have surrendered all that onto the Ishvara, the Pratima or whatever, the temple, Abhishekam and all that. And I also as an individual have surrendered everything. So the individual being alone is there and Ishvara, the giver being alone is there. So once the puja is over, the arati is being done, automatically an oneness is established between the devotee and the Bhagavan. Bhagavata and Bhagavan. Both are one in that moment. So the whole objective of the prayer is completely fulfilled in that moment. So this is called freedom in action. So there is completion. There is completion of the act. Suppose while doing sankalpa and all that, you wanted to get promotion or you want to do well in the exam and all that, that is all besides the point. That will come as whatever is supposed to happen, okay, because you have done it with because you are being prayerful, you are likely that you would have studied well and you would have written the exams well to the best of your possibility and the results will come. But that is only avantara palam, that is only a secondary palam. The palam of the prayer is oneness with Ishvara and you get it. That is precisely what is being talked about here. The Ananya Darshi will have that Ananya Darshanam by having that right Shraddha and this thing. And at the end of it, by doing Shravanam, Mananam, Nidhyasanam with this right attitude, he will understand the reality also is the same, irrespective of all the things of Yoga, Kshema and all that, which are all coming and going only. My ultimate interest is not in Yoga Kshema, but Ananyatvam. That is why I am telling this verse. The first sentence is more important, like Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ejana Paryupasate. A person who is having Ananya Chintanam with Bhagavan, he has achieved his threshold of completeness of life there itself. So the second center is only Aupacharikam. Tesham Nityabhi Yuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham is only a sort of, okay, you have you are there in life, you want to have Yogakshemam, Bhagavan will take care. That is generally that is being told for the person who has not yet understood. That is why the second sentence is meant for a karma yogi. The first sentence is meant for a person who has understood that Atma is the reality of both Jiva and Ishvara. So both the people are covered in this exactly. First sentence is for sannyasi or jnani, a person who knows that there is oneness between Bhagavan and me. Advitiyam is the reality. The second sentence is, okay, as long as you have the Shraddha and you are pursuing that Mumukshutvam, your prayer, your yoga kshemam, I will take care, so that you will be peacefully able to pursue this understanding. That is what we are saying, that your infrastructure, internal infrastructure, chitta samadhanam will be developed. But if you have that Shraddha and the pursuit of Mumukshutvam, eventually what I want is the oneness with Ishvara, the wholesome understanding of life, which is nothing but oneness. If that is my pursuit, whatever I do, I will surrender myself at the feet of the Lord, ensuring that Yogam and Shem Bhagavan will take care. So unnecessary, I will remain aligned with Ishvara, I will not be alienated. So I will not have fear. Because of that, I will follow Dharma. Whatever I do, I will not cut corners. I will follow Dharma. I will do. It is likely that I will live a sane life, which will lead me to the first sentence where I will have that complete understanding over a period of time. So both yoga and jnanam, both are covered in this verse. That's what he is trying to say that. Yeah, you can read it further.
They are not anxious about looking after themselves, nor are they afraid of what will happen to them. They are with Bhagavan. They are non-separate from him and have no concern for their own yogakshema. Whatever happens, happens. Everything, even their desires are all in the hands of Prarabdha karma, which is non-separate from Parameshwara. Since they recognize the law of karma as non-separate from Parameshwara, whatever takes place is Parameshwara or them. They are not using him to protect their yogakshema, but yogakshema is taken care of by Bhagavan himself in the form of the laws of karma. So, they have no concern about their yogakshema. And Swamiji will continue next week.
Yeah, we can stop here. We have to start with the ordinary bhakta who is deeply concerned. Yes. So he is talking about the yoga part of it now. We will complete it. But anyway, it's a very important verse. So we will continue next week. So we have to start from an ordinary bhakta is deeply concerned. From there.
Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevaya Sishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shri Guru Namaha. Dhanyawad Swamiji.